All right, so I want to take you through this and go through the different clips and arguments that have been presented about the Charlie Kirk assassination. Things blew up after Candace Owens tracked down the person from Turning Point USA who removed this camera from behind Charlie, and he showed her the footage via FaceTime. She explained that there was no blood from the rear view. This caused everyone to question the narrative that Charlie was shot in the neck from the front because the .30-06 caliber bullet that the FBI is telling us was allegedly used by Tyler Robinson would have left a massive exit wound behind him. The YouTube channel Range Day Bro then published a video claiming to have definitive proof that Charlie was shot from the back right rear. That video has gone insanely viral and has almost 6 million views. What I'm about to show you proves this Range Day Bro video to be false. The missing puzzle piece has become evident. Let's get started. I'm Zach Costello. So this is the part of the Range Day Bro video that claims to be definitive proof that Charlie Kirk was shot from the right rear. To refresh your memory, pay attention to his talk about the direction of Charlie's head moving and the blood spatter he claimed to have found coming from the back of Charlie's head.
So this video was created by a friend of mine who is a Marine. You'll see him here at the end. This is the angle he is showing the shot coming from, showing where Charlie was sitting and the angle of the shot, which will correspond with this video here, which unfortunately we will blur out Charlie's face, but we will show what is necessary to prove that this was an entry and exit wound. So you'll see him circle the highlighted area right there, and you'll see the exit wound corresponding after, a split second after, as it would from an entry and exit wound. So in this footage, you can clearly see that Charlie is shot from his back right, and there is blood splatter coming out of the entry wound immediately after a shot. The first arc is kind of down as if it's just gushing out from the entry wound. And then the second shot corresponds with when his head kind of snaps forward, that fluid then flips up in relation to that motion. So you can see there's that second splatter flipping up into the air.
We now have a new angle that just came out proving this argument to be false. I'll show you that in a second. But when you combine this latest footage with the latest eyewitness account that we have, this gives us conclusive proof that Charlie was shot from the front. And it allows us to narrow down to the most important question about this case. Remember, Candace Owens was able to speak with the individual who took this video of the alleged shooter on the roof moments before he took the shot.
Right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying.
Huh.
He just ran from over, where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying.
And this eyewitness claims to have seen the shot taken from the rooftop position. However, and importantly, in his statement that he provided to Candace Owens, he said, "Watching the video of the impact, hearing the sharp crack instead of a big hunting rifle's boom, and seeing what looked like a shorter rifle platform, albeit with the absence of the shape of a standard 30-round magazine, the assassin may have used a 10 or 20 round magazine, only expecting to shoot once or twice. I would guess that he was shot with a similar lightweight .223 bullet designed for very rapid expansion. Of course, I don't have any access to autopsy reports like you might, but if they found small shreds of copper rather than one large copper-coated lead slug, that's the gun and bullet I would expect was used." Okay, and this corresponds with what so many of you submitted to me via the tip line, that the sound of the crack and the lack of exit wounds corresponds to a lighter weight .22 or .223 or similar bullet. And we know that the bullet within Charlie was not a full slug, but it was fragmented. All of this aligns with this latest footage that just came out. This gives us conclusive proof that Charlie was shot from the front and proves the Range Day Bro argument false.
All right, so here's what we're looking at. He gets hit right here, and I freeze frame the first moment that it hits him. And you can see right there, it blows backwards, okay? Now we're going to look at that again because I think that is the most definitive thing that we've seen in terms of the direction. To me, it seems very clear that the shot came from the front because, again, his shirt blows backwards. And take a look again, and you see the way that his body reacts.
One very important thing to address from the Range Day Bro video is the blood spatter out of the back of the head, supposedly. I pause this here. That's not blood spatter. That is Charlie's necklace, I believe. Some say it's an earpiece, but I believe it's been confirmed that he wasn't wearing one. This would be Charlie's cross necklace, which you can see he is clearly wearing here under his shirt. You can see his nipples, which I used to prove that he did not have body armor or a chest plate on that day either. Now, this narrows down the arguments and leaves a very important question with very important implications. And to those who say this is a waste of time, stop chasing conspiracies or dishonoring Charlie's name, let him rest in peace, I challenge you. Isn't it better that we look at everything, take in all the arguments, consider all the different perspectives, and address them all to determine what is false and what is true? It's better to explore and come up with dead ends, prove them wrong, so that 50 years from now, this isn't another JFK or 9/11 situation. Honoring Charlie and letting him rest in peace means accepting everything the authorities are telling us, which is that Tyler Robinson is the lone trans extremist gunman. Prove it then. The feds have no right to hide this information from us. If they're doing it for trial, fine. But then the trial needs to be public, recorded, live. Tyler Robinson needs to talk before they execute him. You need to show us the video from the stairwell of him walking up it. You need to prove to us that this person, Tyler Robinson, is the same as the person in the stairwell. Because again, I don't see it in the jawline or the lips. And you need to prove that he's the guy on the roof. We need to see that angle that Candace saw from the Turning Point USA camera. And finally, this is an important angle that I want to see, and whoever this person is needs to be questioned. This is footage right before Charlie came out, and when it pans, you can see multiple people on the overpass right behind where Charlie was sitting. Why is this relevant? Stephen Gardner, political commentator on YouTube, walked the whole scene at UVU, and look at this.
Okay, I'm standing over the top of where Charlie Kirk was shot. I want to point out a couple of really interesting things. If anyone had been where I am, you would have had a perfect view of Tyler Robinson. You would have seen his face, you would have seen the scope, you would have seen the barrel of the gun right there. Right there on that building. You would have seen it perfectly.
So who is this person? What did they see? Are they recording something? It looks like they're holding a phone or a camera. There are two individuals to the right in that photo. What did they see? We have narrowed this down to whether or not it was Tyler Robinson on that roof using that gun that they are telling us that he used. The missing puzzle piece here is the gun. The eyewitness claims, aligning with what so many gun experts, military members, hunters, etc. have said, is that it was a lower caliber bullet. This explains no exit wound and the fragmented bullet in Charlie's body. If the 30-06 gun was not used and it wasn't Tyler Robinson, and the engravings and the grandfather's gun were planted, then this means the assassination of Charlie Kirk was meant to divide Americans left and right. It was meant to deepen the divide between us. Who benefits most from that? I don't know. But this is the question that remains. This is where we're at. I'm Zach Costello.